Today we're going to take a quick palette cleanser from the tournament action and take a look at this replay from the legendary SQUIGS. He's up against Lenorm here, and yeah, it should be quite an interesting one. Both players have beautiful, beautiful builds. We've got the Squig Horde here, being led by a Goblin War Boss, or Big Boss, whatever he is. War Boss, that's right, Night Goblin War Boss. We've got the Acid Burpa, another Colossal Squig, bunch of Squig Herds. We've got some Chain Squigs here, the Manglers, and some Boar Boys mixed in there as well. Night Goblin Shaman hides everyone. Immediately, the 8-peak Loons are going to run in as a distraction. We've also got the Magi Marauders and more Squigs with the Dirt Kits out on the far side. Troll King Throg leading his pack of Norscan Ice Trolls here. Yeah, just a bunch of Norscan Ice Trolls and regular Norscan Trolls, supported by a couple of Marauders, looks like a couple of Berserkers, including Brutes of the Hound. Great weapon over on the far side. We're going to see an Itchy Nuisance as the great Horde, or Herd Horde is unleashed here. Squigs collapsing on Marauders, and a few Trolls involved with this as well. Immediately, all the Trolls are going to swing over. Throg himself coming to support, unleashing his anti-large armor-piercing. You also see some sneaky stabbing being used here on the Acid Burpa, trying to get through some of those troll models, and the two trolls that had been defending this flank very quickly going to get routed off the field. But not before we see a flame storm being unleashed. Norsca gonna call up a big old cone of damage, and we'll do some pretty good damage to the Squig Herds and whatnot, but at the same time, not enough to stem the tide. The pigs keep rolling, the Squigs keep running. Frog's gonna find himself toe-to-toe with one of the Manglers here. Literally, they're just kicking each other in the toes. And looks like the Wintertooth Crown being popped for the Unbreakable, but also Fermented Fungi. We've got, looks like an Itchy Nuisance coming in as well. Yep. That'll debuff significantly the offensive output of all these trolls. And the Shaman Sorcerer also is here, getting that sweet melee defense and Unbreakable from the Wintertooth Crown right now, holding everything together quite well. But Throg himself just took a beating from the Colossal Squig and the War Boss getting in here as well. Sneaky little guys getting a nice little cycle charge. Charges out so he can come back around, try and re-engage here. But Throg does manage to screen himself through his massive troll bodies. Although he is currently terrified, he will soon regain his leadership and promptly be charged by the Broken Tusk Mob. Some trolls are going to come try to support him, but right now the trolls are basically fully surrounded, and the terror is definitely taking hold from the Manglers. Wob being popped now as well. And it's just a matter of if the green tide, or rather kind of squig tide here, if they can get through the trolls before their regeneration starts to become a big problem. You can see the trolls definitely having some leadership issues, but their health is quite good. So if they can just manage to recover things here, we might see another fighter die, actually. Not the Wintertooth Crown, but does stabilize some leadership. Unfortunately, he's not going to get some of these units coming back from route. So they are basically full leadership there, still being pursued quite heavily by the Broken Tusk Mob and everything else. So yeah, balance of power not necessarily in favor of Norsca, but not too surprising. Another beautiful 8-peak Loons there being unleashed. Surprised they are still healthy enough to even do so, but there you go. Or no, that was the personal Loons of the Night Goblins. Don't ask me, or the War Boss. Don't ask me where he keeps them, but both the Colossal Squigs hanging around, the Unbreakable Brutes of the Hound fighting to the bitter end. But yeah, this is the dangerous thing here. Like, this troll gets out in space, is able to recover a lot of its health, recovers its leadership, gets nice charge back in here, and frees up some of these other trolls to potentially do the same. Here we see Slade chasing with the Dirt Kit Squigs, making sure those particular trolls can't come back from route. These two units kind of mutually routing with each other there. It's quite interesting, but yeah, with the troll, only one troll kind of coming back, they get pounded, and very quickly we're going to go to army losses. So yeah, sometimes we just play games for fun, right? And this is certainly one of those games where both players came in with a very strong theme, and SladeX, with his sneaky schemes here, was able to get a nice kind of value overload on one flank, collapse a couple of units of trolls very quickly, roll things up from there. I do think potentially that Throg should have some kind of AoE immune to psychology passive, like what Archaon or some of the other Chaos Lords have, just to give something so that the trolls nearby him won't get terrified. And obviously Wintertooth Crown with the Unbreakable is quite nice. We saw Fighter die there as well, but just something to stave off the terrified effect, as we saw there. The trolls definitely got terrified multiple times, and as a result weren't able to fight as effectively as they otherwise would. I mean, low leadership is kind of to be expected, but just a little bit of immune psychology would go a long way in that, I think. But yeah, very fun stuff from Slade. Actually, the Squig herds providing quite a bit of value considering their cost. But the Colossals also get really nice value as well. I think sometimes people sleep on the Colossal Squigs. I mean, Greenskins just have such a big roster now that you don't see... I mean, it depends on the game mode, obviously, but Colossals are definitely something that you should consider. I think even in Domination, their high speed allows them to get to objectives very quickly, and just in general, you have a lot going for them here. If used effectively, can be very, very strong. Anglers also contribute some nice value. Broken Tusk Mob, 1,000 damage value there as well. And yeah, just overall very fun stuff. If you look at the values here, Trolls didn't really do too much. Brutes of the Hound managed to get quite a bit of kills, obviously, with their unbreakable status and just high DPS overall. But I definitely appreciate the theme here, obviously, from Norsca. But if we think about, like, okay, Norscan Trolls, what can we do to shore up their leadership? Yeah, unfortunately, Norsca doesn't have great access to, like, immune psychology passives. I want to say the only one might be the War Shrine Mammoth, which does give not even immune to psychology, but just a flat +10 leadership, a little bit of physical resistance as well, which definitely would help the trolls. But yeah, do they not actually have any method of giving immune to psychology? That is definitely one thing that, you know, Warriors of Chaos, similar faction, also has, you know, trolls and armored trolls. But you've got, yeah, Archaon or any of the generic Undivided dudes have this Paragon of Ruin, which also gives immune to psychology, which is definitely something that's nice to have. Other troll factions, obviously, Green Tide themselves. You do have one troll Regiment of Renown that just causes terror, which, yeah, I mean, means that it does mean they're immune to terror, right? But they also, I believe, does WA give immune to psychology now? I'd have to go back and check. I actually don't remember. But, oh no, actually, thinking through their Lord abilities, they have quite a bit of variety, but I don't remember if any of their passives actually give immune to psychology. Grimgore is mostly all self buffs, right? They have some leadership buffs, certainly. He's got both Get Back Here and Stand Your Ground, so maybe that's an option. But again, not necessarily passive leadership or immune to psychology buffs. Let's see. I don't actually remember offhand. But, yeah, overall, it would just be nice. Maybe give that Paragon of Ruin passive that the Chaos Undivided guys have to, like, the Marauder Chieftain. Or, you know, especially to, like, Throg himself, too. Honestly, out of anyone, I do just think that Throg should maybe have some kind of special passive just for himself. That gives trolls immune to psychology. Definitely be beneficial. But anyway, that's it for me for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.